Hello there, my name is Pankaj Mishra. You're watching News9 Live. Well, politics and more politics. As we see the run-up to 2024, obviously, there is a surge of political activities, and needless to say, BJP is eyeing and trying hard to make its presence felt in down south in Tamil Nadu. Why so? Well, let's take a look at this. After the defeat in Karnataka, the BJP has now shifted its focus to Tamil Nadu from using the Sengol to levelling corruption allegation against the state government. The BJP is aggressively trying to make its presence felt in the Dravidian state. Will it be successful? Take a look at this special documentary from News9 Plus.
Sisters and brothers of Tamil Nadu, Vanakkam.
After the colossal defeat in Karnataka, the Saffron Party is now looking to find a foothold in Tamil Nadu.
BJP ideology is totally different. Dravidian ideology is totally different.
Can the BJP go beyond just winning Puducherry in South India? Have they won there in the recent past?
People here are comfortable with DMK and ADMK.
People will vote for the party. That is going to happen. So BJP is growing in Tamil Nadu.
It's very difficult where people in Tamil Nadu, people basically in South, they're very clear who they're going to vote for.
There is a old saying, you can fool some people at some times, all people at some times, but you cannot fool all people at all times.
ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि भारत की आजादी में तमिल लोगों के योगदान को वो महत्व नहीं दिया गया जो दिया जाना चाहिए था। अब बीजेपी ने इस विषय को प्रमुखता से उठाना शुरू किया है।
15 days after their defeat in Karnataka election, the BJP inaugurated the new parliament building in Delhi. The highlight of that day was the Sengol that they brought in from the Adinams of Tamil Nadu to signify how power was transferred in ancient India. But for many, that spectacle was more than what met the eye.
When you speak of Sengol, what does a Sengol signify? It signifies transfer of power for a king. Is Mr. Modi is saying that he is the undisputed king. He is elected. He is the Pradhan Sevak. He is not the king of anybody. So I think the entire spectacle is a waste of taxpayers' money.
Let it be an appeasement, but what is more important is, did he showcase at the right moment, at the right occasion? Yes, he did so, because Sengol is devoid of any caste, creed and religion. It doesn't signify anything towards caste, creed or religion. It signifies only the role of a ruler who has got the authority and power. That is what Sengol is all about.
While there may be difference of opinion over the Sengol, but what one can't deny is the growing love for Tamil Nadu for the Prime Minister, both nationally and internationally.
अब देश के लोगों को भी पता चल रहा है कि महान तमिल परंपरा और राष्ट्रभक्ति के प्रतीक तमिलनाडु के साथ क्या व्यवहार हुआ था।
I also have friends. I studied in Sri Lanka, my basic schooling, so I have friends across the world, and they all love him when he speaks about Tamil. So yes, it makes a lot of difference in terms of image of the Prime Minister when he says Tamil, talks about Tamil.
Bharat Mata ki! Bharat Mata ki!
But bottom line, when it comes to Tamil Nadu and Tamil Nadu politics, it's different. It's always the Tamils living abroad and Tamils living in Tamil Nadu. They're two poles apart, so they don't sync together. So that's where the difference is.
There is a big ideological fight happening in the ground because till now a big myth was sold to Tamil people. Now Tamils, all of us are questioning it. Oh, this is not the history. Your history is much different from what is there actually. That is why you see a new generation of Tamil people, the way they consume news, the way they consume history is much different from the old generation of Tamils who consume.
So what Prime Minister Modi is doing, he wants to embrace Tamil and attract the world Tamil diaspora and say that he is a pro-Tamil, pro-South Indian. Fact of the matter is, you should understand, in politics it is optic and theatrics.
What do you mean by Tamil pride? What is the culture of Tamil Nadu? Tamil Nadu is known for this thing called Vandarai Vaazhavaikum Tamil Nadu. So whoever comes here, we are known for tolerance. Tamil pride is synonymous with the word tolerance and equality. But is the BJP follows all these principles? The RSS is antithesis to equality.
We are poles apart. The ideology is not the same. The ideology of AIADMK and ideology of BJP is not the same. But why we are in an ally is a party which is there in the power at the center, a party which is there in the power in the state. If they join hands, they can definitely bring in welfare schemes for the people, which benefits the people.
Yeah, they are afraid that if the Prime Minister talks more about Tamil, people may support the BJP, because all these days these people, the DMK and its allies, they were having the language politics. So when a person who is not a Tamilan by birth, the Prime Minister, who speak about Tamil like anything, obviously they get irritated, tensed, and they get envy. They envy the Prime Minister. Aha, this man is talking much about the Tamil language, and if he scores with this sentiments, that is what these people feel.
It is our honor to work towards preserving and celebrating the culture of Tamil Nadu.
Well, South India accounts for 130 out of the 543 Lok Sabha seats, which means 28 seats in Karnataka, 25 seats in Andhra Pradesh, 17 in Telangana, 39 in Tamil Nadu, 20 seats in Kerala, and 1 seat in Pondicherry. With Karnataka gone and with no hope in Andhra, Telangana and Kerala, the BJP is now eyeing on the 39 seats that Tamil Nadu has to offer. And if rumours are to be believed, it is also said that the Prime Minister may be contesting from one of the seats in Tamil Nadu.
If he is going to contest from Tamil Nadu, but I would consider it as an honor as a person who's been living in Tamil Nadu, as a resident of Tamil Nadu, as a citizen of my state. I think my soil gives you so much, and the kind of love what our Honorable Prime Minister has shown towards Tamil culture, Tamil soil and the state itself, because every speech wherever he is, he does bring up Tamil, he does talk about the Tamil culture, he does speak about Tamil language. So I would love to see him contesting from Tamil Nadu.
It's very simple. It's all pure arithmetic calculations for the 2024 elections. They know they will not be able to win as many number of seats as they won in 2019 in the northern belt or the Hindi belt. So any number of seats, any 1 seat or 2 seats, wherever possible from the places where they have not won in 2019 will come in handy for them.
If all goes well, our leader will head the coalition in Tamil Nadu. So we have to see the number of seats that has been given to BJP and what will be their success ratio. Only the election results will say. It's too early to come to a consensus on numbers.
In the last 4 months, the BJP has released the DMK files accusing them of corruption. Then the audio tapes of Palanivel Tyagarajan, which costed him his finance portfolio. Then came the arrest of the DMK leader Sengol Balaji on the cash for jobs scam. This has opened the lid on the TASMAC issue also, which both the AIADMK and the DMK have been promising to shut down for many years.
TASMAC dominates our everyday life. 44,000 crore rupee comes in TASMAC. But you see people dying because of alcohol. You go to any government hospital, you see people lying in beds fighting for their life because they are drunkards. But we take a pride in saying that it's a welfare state. But the state makes people to drink liquor, generates money, and that money gets pumped into our system.
For a party whose name was not even whispered in Tamil Nadu, today is surely making a lot of noise. Under the leadership of Modi and Annamalai in the state, they are now chalking a new path for themselves despite heavy criticism. They are aggressive, and in this enthusiasm, they've also gone on to attack their ally many a times in this new energized avatar that the BJP has come out with. But will all this glitter turn into gold?
An ally which has got equal might could be a parasite. But BJP is not a parasite as of now, at the moment in Tamil Nadu. They are just a newborn baby as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. Let them flip over, let them sit, let them crawl, let them walk, let them run. It is still a long way to go.
हमारी ये जिम्मेदारी है कि हम अपनी तमिल विरासत के बारे में जानें और देश और दुनिया को गर्व के साथ बताएं.
Tamil Nadu, you have 40,000 temples, and every individual is God-fearing, religious, pious Hindus, and they are either with DMK or with ADMK, which is anti-Hindutva. They want to come into Tamil Nadu by polarizing the vote bank and capturing the state. I would assure you, another 100 years, BJP cannot win elections in Tamil Nadu.
We have a bigger vision to rule Tamil Nadu, sir.
En Tamil Nadu ennam pothinile imba tenamantu paitu kadinile.
BJP is the third biggest party in Tamil Nadu as of now. You can't deny that. We have our own policies, we have our own ways of growing our party in Tamil Nadu, every state for that matter. So, naturally, when we want to grow and capture power, if I am not thinking that I should rule Tamil Nadu, then there is no use of running a party here. But BJP wants to have their own government in the state. If I don't think, then I am unfit to be a BJP person.
So there you saw it, the battle lines are drawn, and obviously come 2024, BJP will go all gung-ho, I would say, putting in all steam to woo and win the southern states of Tamil Nadu. Obviously, the eyes are on other states as well, but as far as this bastion is concerned, there is something special to it. And to discuss that further, we are joined by Muhammad Wajiullah, News9's colleague, and Bhanuchandran Nagarajan, a political analyst. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking time out. Mr. Nagarajan, let me begin with you first, because we saw Wajiullah's report, and obviously the first thing that comes to my mind, Mr. Nagarajan, obviously, is not the fact that why would BJP want to foray down south. Well, that is a given. Any political party will have aspirations to explore the uncharted territory. My question is, how successful, as of today, do you see BJP in its efforts?
See, the politics of Tamil Nadu is in a very, very interesting space. If you look at the ideological space, as well as the organization of various parties, there is a great amount of flux that is happening. If you take the main party, that is the DMK, it follows the Dravidian ideology. Many analysts feel that they have actually they've already reached the peak, and because of the corruption allegations, misgovernance, and anti-incumbency, its graph is coming down. The other main party, ADMK, which was in power, is now split into two, though the EPS faction seems to be in control, but now it has sort of become a casteist faction. The third party, which is the Nam Tamil Katchi, which is the Tamil Nationalist Party, it's up and coming. It embraces the local Hinduism or the local religion of Tamil Nadu. It doesn't oppose or it's not anti-religion. So the fourth player is the big player, BJP, which is nationalist, and it doesn't hesitate from taking up Hindu causes and project in Hindutva in Tamil Nadu. So ideologically, it's in a very good space, and organizationally, as I mentioned, the DMK is coming down, ADMK is split into two, and NTK is coming up, and BJP with its very young president, which is state president, who is actually touring. And also Prime Minister Modi, which you showed in the previous documentary, is making all these overtures to Tamil Nadu. So I think we are in a very, very different space altogether. So extrapolation from the past might not work this time. Like there is a saying from Henry Ford, right, which said that like when somebody wants to, when somebody tells me all they ask is for faster horses, not cars, right? So there is a drastic difference in the way things are going to be in Tamil Nadu, and I think we are in for a very, very interesting battle starting 2024. I'm not saying that 2024 is going to be like a totally decisive moment, but the Overton window has shifted, and it is not Dravidian all through from now on.
Right, right. To stay with us, Mohammad Wajiullah, obviously, last political interaction that I had with you was from Karnataka, and as BJP was bundled out from there and now focuses on Tamil Nadu, I see you also filing this report on Tamil Nadu, obviously. What was your initial impression of BJP's choice to put full throttle, and talking in terms of horsepower, as our dear colleague Mr. Nagarajan also mentioned here, who is it for the BJP down south in Tamil Nadu, the winning horse?
Well, firstly, we need to understand that Tamil Nadu has always voted for AIDMK or the DMK, all this while. For the last 60 odd years, we've only seen these two parties at the forefront of the politics of Tamil Nadu. But now, and the reason why these parties have been there, because they've had a larger than life figure running those parties. MGR, you've had Karunanidhi, you've had and Jayalalitha. Now, you don't have Jayalalitha anymore, you don't have Karunanidhi anymore. So there is this vacuum for a start. And those were the times when the face or the star power of the person mattered, the figure who's heading that party, that mattered. But today, you see that ideological change, like Sir said, that there is this change. Now, from the Dravidian point of view, they've hit their peak. And now you're seeing this surge from the BJP. Now, they are trying to capitalize on that vacuum that has been created with the absence of these two leaders. And that is why they are making their inroads into Tamil Nadu. The reason why they have made their inroads into Tamil Nadu is because they are there in Karnataka. They had a seat last time in Kerala, which they lost in the recent election. And Telangana and Andhra, they've been trying from a very long time. They're trying to make those noises there. But if you see Tamil Nadu, the reason Tamil Nadu is important because you have the largest chunk of Lok Sabha seats from the south in Tamil Nadu. 39 seats come from there. Now, like Sarvanan said in the documentary, that even 1 or 2 seats might bag into their vote, their seat power. So that is one reason why you can say that, yes, okay, the BJP is trying to enter it. But more than that, it is a more volatile situation in the region as of now. Why? Because you see the AIDMK faction is fighting within its own self. The DMK, on the other hand, has a lot of corruption charges against them. People in Tamil Nadu resonate with DMK with high-handedness, with stubbornness, a little bit of gundagardi is also there when they talk about DMK. So they see all these things. And now the BJP comes in as a hope against them. Now the BJP started with the DMK files, but one needs to understand that both the parties, be it DMK or AIDMK, have been mired with corruption throughout their time in Tamil Nadu. There's no instances where you cannot talk about corruption and DMK, AIDMK together, because both their leaders have gone to jail because of that. And from what I have understood from the sense from ground, people don't really connect with corruption issues in DMK. They know that their parties are corrupt.
Right.
But what the BJP is trying to do is trying to use the social media, trying to ignite that idea all over again. Now, whether that works or not, it remains to be seen. But they have taken out the Padyatra. Annamala is on the road. He was on the road. His first phase has just got over. And the idea of that Padyatra also was to highlight how Prime Minister Modi has been talking about Tamil Nadu, how he cares about Tamil Nadu, how he's trying to push the culture. And the other one is to highlight the corruption cause. Now, how much that will resonate with the people, it's only what time will tell us.
Right. Navaji, stay with us. Mr. Nagarajan, you know, we have to admit to this very fact that time and again, whether the situation calls for it or not, but there has been clear mention of Tamil Nadu as far as BJP stalwarts' speeches are concerned, particularly Prime Minister. Now, in this scenario as of now, invoking and reinvigorating the Tamil pride, the sentiments, the literature, the poets, the contribution of scientists from the state of Tamil Nadu in the launching of Chandrayaan 1 to Chandrayaan 3. All these things, if put together, shows a very distinct interest for the ruling party in Tamil Nadu. Now, how beneficial or how feasible do you think it is for the electorate, the voters of Tamil Nadu, to choose a party outside the traditional parties that we have seen? What would be the factors, if at all, they choose a third party other than AIADMK or DMK?
Great. So to answer the first part of your question, see, Modi ji is a very different politician compared to others. So in wooing Tamils or even wooing the diaspora, he brings his pracharak experience. What does a pracharak do? He actually looks at politics from the plane of society. So he actually tries to weave those emotional connections and bring those storytelling techniques. And he actually operates at a very subtle emotional level. And I think he's doing it he has done it all over India. And he's doing it with the Tamil people now. He actually has, like you mentioned, he has brought in the Sengol. He mentions the great, in the documentary, he mentioned about Tamil's participation in the independence struggle and so on and so forth. So I think like he is a very different sort of politician, and he tries to connect with people at a totally different level altogether. To answer your second part of your question, the voters have to had chosen between ADMK and DMK previously, but the ADMK right now is not the ADMK as before. So there is no charismatic leader, and it is split on almost caste lines, right? And also there is this new energy that Annamalai brings. He is not from the traditional Brahmin community, which is usually associated with BJP, unfortunately or fortunately. And also he is young and he has this IPS tag, and he's very aggressive. He is one of those politicians that actually plays on the front foot. If you have seen the BJP politicians before, one of the reasons that they have not grown in the last 20 years, mind you, they had a 7.1% vote share in 1999 when they were part of DMK. Now it has come down. The reason is they have not played aggressively, and also they have tried to align with both DMK and ADMK prior. So people did not actually trust them or like find them like, what exactly are you? Because you seem to be going with both sides. So I think that is now slowly that allegation is slowly being alleviated, and Annamalai is making those powerful moves. One quick point before I conclude is, if you look at, like, there is also some a very tactically interesting thing that is happening. Annamalai says he wants to go alone, but the BJP central leadership seems to go with ADMK, right? So people might think that, okay, there is some sort of a communication gap or something that's not well with the state unit and the central unit, but that's not the case. What they're trying to do is have put both these strategies into play, and they will pressurize ADMK for alliance, for getting more seats during the talks whenever that happens. Because last time I remember the BJP was asking for around 8 to 9 seats in 2019, but I think they ultimately ended up with 6 seats. So they did not want to end up in that situation, and so they are creating an own internal dichotomy so that they could pressurize ADMK for more seats when the talks happen. So these sort of things are very alien to BJP in Tamil Nadu. They usually try to align with one side, which seems more politically powerful at that particular time. So it's a very interesting space right now.
Indeed, Mr. Nagarajan, and I would agree here. And if you asked me, I would hedge my bets on BJP going alone there. Tying up with AIADMK might give them the reach, but when the results would come in, obviously a known battleground for AIADMK. That's what my understanding is. Vaji, you have been to the state quite recently. Mr. Nagarajan mentioned a very moot point, the society being divided on caste lines. Now, only recently, one of my colleagues, Sudha Sadaran, had a discussion with learned members of a committee that had paid a visit to one of the families, one of the villages in Tamil Nadu, where one of the school kids, based on caste lines, was beaten black and blue, and her sister was also beaten. Vaji, you and I were very young at that time. During the 90s, there was a time of Mandal and Kamandal, Mandal Commission, which, divided the educational institutions and reservations on caste lines and is sensing that opportunity to counter that. In the 90s, BJP came up with Kamandal, Ram Mandir issue came up. Now this time around, once again, we are seeing as Tamil Nadu is facing these repeated caste issues, do you believe this is somewhere paving the ground for an entry for the BJP to come up with regional ethos, maybe religious sentiments and patriotism?
Before I get to that, my opinion on the fact that whether BJP should go alone or not, what BJP right now is doing is trying to bank on the AIDMK because it needs to win anywhere. You need an organizational structure, and that is what BJP right now needs to build. Whether they win today or in this 24 election, I don't think that much is the focus. But they really want to build an organizational structure where there are booth workers, where there are party workers in various districts and this. Places so that they can bank on them when they need it. So I think going with the AIDMK is trying to just cash in on how Mamta cashed in on the left. Today, the entire left in Bengal is with the TMC. So that's the shift that they are looking for. But coming to your question, well, yes, see, India has, be it the south or be it the north, caste always plays a very important role over here. Touching religion sentiment also plays a very important role over here. And if you see the the yatra of Annamalai, which was kick-started by Amit Shah, that was strategically chosen as Rameshwaram was the place that was chosen.
Right.
Rameshwaram is a very spiritual place. It's a very where there are a lot of Hindu temples. It's also believed that after Ram and Sita came back from Lanka, they built a temple over there. It's a pilgrimage. So that that place was strategically chosen by the political party to make sure that they clearly give their message out. Well, BJP doesn't shy when it comes to talking about their ideology. They're very strong about it. They know Hindutva is the ideology which is going to take them forward, and they stick to it. And that is why when you come to that in the state, they will always try to push in. Now they've also they did the entire Kashi Tamil Sangam, which the Prime Minister did, where he took people from Rameshwaram to Kashi to make them that cultural bonding that he wanted them to have. So the BJP knows who their voter base is, and they are trying to touch that first to make sure that they are already in the kitty. After that, they want to make sure that those who are not in the kitty is what they will concentrate on. That is why they're picking up issues like DMK files, TASMAC. So first, they want to make sure that their voter base is strengthened because, like Sir said, at 1990 they had 9% voter share, and today they have something close to 5%. Now that is the reality of the BJP. From what they are trying to project is something bigger. They are looking for 25 seats. So as of now, their hope is of winning 25 seats in the coming Lok Sabha election. Now, how much of that is possible? It's only after their deliberation with the AIDMK whether they will be able to get 25 seats to win 25 seats. Now, that's something that will happen in the future. But so yes, BJP is coming out with a strong pitch of Hindutva. It's speaking. It also is rejecting the Dravidian ideology. It's trying to tarnish that ideology also. It's trying to put a dent on that ideology, saying that there's nothing called a Dravidian ideology. The ideology, all this while Tamilians were overshadowed by big leaders, larger than life figures, and that is what more. And in the garb of that, they've used Dravidian ideology. While it may not be the truth, but that is what the BJP is trying to push because Tamil Nadu is one of the only states where the anti-Hindi sentiment is very strong. Every time Modi comes here, without a shadow of doubt, you will see a hashtag that trends on Twitter says, "Go back Modi," boycott Modi, or you will see black flags shown to him. Now, so that gives you an idea that it's not going to be easy, but yes, they're making sure that they're going to take up this challenge.
Right, Vajji, thank you so much for speaking to us. Final word from you, Mr. Nagarajan. Obviously, Vajji mentioned a place called Rameshwaram. Now, that name is pretty important. And as the saying goes, that unless and until you burn yourself at both the ends, there is no light. Bin khud jale na hot ujala, as they say. So, do you think that one of the prominent faces, I'm not naming him, but you can elaborate on that, should contest from Tamil Nadu?
So let me quickly dwell on the Mandal Kamandal politics that you just alluded to, Mr. Mishra. And also, I was very young in the 90s.
Yes,
as well,
yes, I must admit, yes.
All right. So, so when you look at the caste equations in Tamil Nadu, right? The main leaders from BJP as well as the main ADMK faction, they come from the same community, right? So, and also the other faction, the OPS faction, they come from a different community and they feel wronged by what happened to him. So I think I think it might actually be helpful in terms of synergies to not go with ADMK as well. So I'm not saying they should, but there is this equation of both the ADMK leadership and the BJP main stalwart, say Annamalai or Vanati Srinivasan, all these people, they come from the same Kongu belt. So that aspect has to be taken care of. And second important thing is what has happened in UP has not been replicated in Tamil Nadu. And what happened in UP was there are all of these small caste groups that were actually united. And that actually helped reduce the dominance of the Yadavs and the Jatavs, the parties of SP and BSP, right? So nothing of social engineering of that sort has not happened in Tamil Nadu, and there's quite possible that this time there will be some sort of action in that space. So that's the Mandal part of it. The Kamandal part of it is the DMK has actually the Dravidian movement had actually sort of captured the cultural spaces in terms of the big movie industry and the universities and so on, and they've sort of negated history that has happened before 1930. For example, Tamil Nadu has arguably the grandest temples and the most poignant literature both from the Saivites and the Vaishnavites, but you never read about that in Tamil textbooks, or you never hear about that in Tamil media, because there has been this negation of the past, which is where like both Modi ji with his Sengol and also Annamalai, when he actually goes to these temples, they actually try to summon those historical memories back into the population. So there is this Mandal play as well in Tamil Nadu, right? And last part, the last question that you asked, like it is highly improbable, but why spoil a good thriller till it happens, right? So so we can keep guessing, but I think it's going to it's not going to happen mostly.
Right, Vaji, what's your take? Anyone from the BJP? Big face from Rameshwaram or something possible?
No, it's always good to hype it up before it happens. Whether it happens or not is really doubtful. Like Sir said, it's not good to spoil a good trailer.
Let's leave it that then. Gentlemen, thank you so much for speaking to us. Riveting conversation. Mr. Nagarajan, Vajiullah, as always, a pleasure to speak to you. And trust me, this is not the first and last time that we are speaking. There will be more such interactions in the run-up to 2024. Two dynamic young analysts, my colleague Vajiullah and Mr. Nagarajan from down south Tamil Nadu, decoding what does BJP has a plan, whether it has a plan, and the dynamics of it, whether it will work or not. That's something that remains to be seen, and definitely News9 Plus would be getting you all the details in the run-up to 2024, and especially a focus on South as well. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.
Sisters and brothers of Tamil Nadu, Vanakkam.
After the colossal defeat in Karnataka, the Saffron Party is now looking to find a foothold in Tamil Nadu.
BJP ideology is totally different. Dravidian ideology is totally different.
Can the BJP go beyond just winning Puducherry in South India? Have they won there in the recent past?
People here are comfortable with DMK and ADMK.
People will vote for the party. That is going to happen. So BJP is growing in Tamil Nadu.
It's very difficult where people in Tamil Nadu, people basically in South, they're very clear who they're going to vote for.
There is a old saying, you can fool some people at some times, all people at some times, but you cannot fool all people at all times.
ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि भारत की आजादी में तमिल लोगों के योगदान को वो महत्व नहीं दिया गया जो दिया जाना चाहिए था। अब बीजेपी ने इस विषय को प्रमुखता से उठाना शुरू किया है।
15 days after their defeat in Karnataka election, the BJP inaugurated the new parliament building in Delhi. The highlight of that day was the Sengol that they brought in from the Adinams of Tamil Nadu to signify how power was transferred in ancient India. But for many, that spectacle was more than what met the eye.
When you speak of Sengol, what does a Sengol signify? It signifies transfer of power for a king. Is Mr. Modi is saying that he is the undisputed king. He is elected. He is the Pradhan Sevak. He is not the king of anybody. So I think the entire spectacle is a waste of taxpayers' money.
Let it be an appeasement, but what is more important is, did he showcase at the right moment, at the right occasion? Yes, he did so, because Sengol is devoid of any caste, creed and religion. It doesn't signify anything towards caste, creed or religion. It signifies only the role of a ruler who has got the authority and power. That is what Sengol is all about.
While there may be difference of opinion over the Sengol, but what one can't deny is the growing love for Tamil Nadu for the Prime Minister, both nationally and internationally.
अब देश के लोगों को भी पता चल रहा है कि महान तमिल परंपरा और राष्ट्रभक्ति के प्रतीक तमिलनाडु के साथ क्या व्यवहार हुआ था।
I also have friends. I studied in Sri Lanka, my basic schooling. So I have friends across the world, and they all love him when he speaks about Tamil. So yes, it makes a lot of difference in terms of image of the Prime Minister when he says Tamil, talks about Tamil.
भारत माता की, भारत माता की।
But bottom line, when it comes to Tamil Nadu and Tamil Nadu politics, it's different. It's always the Tamils living abroad and Tamils living in Tamil Nadu. They're two poles apart, so they don't sync together. So that's where the difference is.
There is a big ideological fight happening in the ground because till now a big myth was sold to Tamil people. Now Tamils, all of us are questioning it. Oh, this is not the history. Your history is much different from what is there actually. That is why you see a new generation of Tamil people, the way they consume news, the way they consume history is much different from the old generation of Tamils who consume.
So what Prime Minister Modi is doing, he wants to embrace Tamil and attract the world Tamil diaspora and say that he is a pro-Tamil, pro-South Indian. The fact of the matter is, you should understand, in politics it is optic and theatrics.
What do you mean by Tamil pride? What is the culture of Tamil Nadu? Tamil Nadu is known for this thing called Vandarai Vaazhavaikum Tamil Nadu. So whoever comes here, we are known for tolerance. Tamil pride is synonymous with the word tolerance and equality. But is the BJP follows all these principles? The RSS is antithesis to equality.
We are poles apart. The ideology is not the same. The ideology of AIADMK and ideology of BJP is not the same. But why we are in an ally is a party which is there in the power at the center, a party which is there in the power in the state. If they join hands, they can definitely bring in welfare schemes for the people, which benefits the people.
Yeah, they are afraid that if the Prime Minister talks more about Tamil, people may support the BJP, because all these days these people, the DMK and the allies, they were having the language politics. So when a person who is not a Tamilan by birth, the Prime Minister, who speak about Tamil like anything, obviously they get irritated, tensed, and they get envy. They envy the Prime Minister. Aha, this man is talking much about the Tamil language. And suppose if he scores with these sentiments, that is what these people feel.
It is our honor to work towards preserving and celebrating the culture of Tamil Nadu.
Well, South India accounts for 130 out of the 543 Lok Sabha seats, which means 28 seats in Karnataka, 25 seats in Andhra Pradesh, 17 in Telangana, 39 in Tamil Nadu, 20 seats in Kerala, and 1 seat in Pondicherry. With Karnataka gone and with no hope in Andhra, Telangana and Kerala, the BJP is now eyeing on the 39 seats that Tamil Nadu has to offer. And if rumours are to be believed, it is also said that the Prime Minister may be contesting from one of the seats in Tamil Nadu.
If he is going to contest from Tamil Nadu, but I would consider it as an honor as a person who's been living in Tamil Nadu, as a resident of Tamil Nadu, as a citizen of my state. I think my soil gives you so much, and the kind of love what our Honorable Prime Minister has shown towards Tamil culture, Tamil soil and the state itself. Because every speech, wherever he is, he does bring up Tamil, he does talk about the Tamil culture, he does speak about Tamil language. So I would love to see him contesting from Tamil Nadu.
It's very simple, it's all pure arithmetic calculations for the 2024 elections. They know they will not be able to win as many number of seats as they won in 2019 in the northern belt or the Hindi belt. So any number of seats, any one seat or 2 seats, wherever possible from the places where they have not won in 2019 will come in handy for them.
If all goes well, our leader will head the coalition in Tamil Nadu. So we have to see the number of seats that has been given to BJP and what will be their success ratio. Only the election results will say. It's too early to come to a consensus on numbers.
In the last 4 months, the BJP has released the DMK files accusing them of corruption. Then the audio tapes of Palanivel Tyagarajan, which costed him his finance portfolio. Then came the arrest of the DMK leader Sengol Balaji on the cash for jobs scam. This has opened the lid on the TASMAC issue also, which both the AIDMK and the DMK have been promising to shut down for many years.
TASMAC dominates our everyday life. 44,000 crore rupee comes in TASMAC. But you see people dying because of alcohol. You go to any government hospital, you see people lying in beds fighting for their life because they are drunkards. But we take a pride in saying that it's a welfare state. But the state makes people to drink liquor, generates money, and that money gets pumped into our system.
For a party whose name was not even whispered in Tamil Nadu, today is surely making a lot of noise. Under the leadership of Modi and Annamalai in the state, they are now chalking a new path for themselves despite heavy criticism. They are aggressive, and in this enthusiasm, they've also gone on to attack their ally many a times in this new energized avatar that the BJP has come out with. But will all this glitter turn into gold?
An ally which has got equal might could be a parasite. But BJP is not a parasite as of now, at the moment in Tamil Nadu. They are just a newborn baby as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. Let them flip over, let them sit, let them crawl, let them walk, let them run. It is still a long way to go.
हमारी ये जिम्मेदारी है कि हम अपनी तमिल विरासत के बारे में जानें और देश और दुनिया को गर्व के साथ बताएं.
Tamil Nadu, you have 40,000 temples, and every individual is God-fearing, religious, pious Hindus, and they are either with DMK or with ADMK, which is anti-Hindutva. They want to come into Tamil Nadu by polarizing the vote bank and capturing the state. I would assure you, another 100 years, BJP cannot win elections in Tamil Nadu.
We have a bigger vision to rule Tamil Nadu, sir.
En Tamil Nadu ennam pothi nile, imba tenamantu paitu kadi nile.
BJP is the third biggest party in Tamil Nadu as of now. You can't deny that. We have our own policies, we have our own ways of growing our party in Tamil Nadu, every state for that matter. So, naturally, when we want to grow and capture power, if I am not thinking that I should rule Tamil Nadu, then there is no use of running a party here. But BJP wants to have their own government in this state. If I don't think, then I am unfit to be a BJP person.
He thought he could outlast us. And 1 year later, the evidence is right here in this room.
Who will blink first?
So far from preventing the expansion of NATO, Russian actions have actually resulted in the expansion of NATO.
It's a mess for Russia and it's a mess for the Western world, for NATO and the United States.
Putin is a dictator, and if he loses, that means the end of his regime, and probably of him personally. So he has to keep going.
Year 2, no end in sight. Streaming now.
Imagine an airline going down.
This is not just a Go Air or an Indigo or even Air India issue. This is a global aviation issue.
Flight tickets are going as high as 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x.
How I see it is that I see some bit of capital infusion probably coming in. Some bit of bailouts probably.
Where we are today, I think it's not just bumpy, but the turbulence is severe.
It's a very difficult situation because at one end of the spectrum, you see record number of flyers queuing up and taking flights every day. But at the same time, customers are paying through their noses. Inflation in India is in the range of about 5.2%. Prices of air tickets are not going up by 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%. Flight tickets are going as high as 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x.
The bigger issue here with respect to why airlines are in this current situation and predicament is that we have globally and even in India seen this surge in dramatic requirement and demand for air travel. Now when you have this exponential demand, you need more aircraft, more engines, more pilots, more crew and a more stronger ecosystem. Let's not forget 12 months ago we saw airports being completely congested with even now it takes you 3 to 4 hours to check in. That shows that the demand for air travel has risen up. A lot of this leads to everybody forcing something in the market, forcing an aircraft, forcing a product, forcing a service, forcing a software. And some of these aren't the best, they're not tested, they're not reliable, they're not proven. But because the demand is so much, we just go ahead and induct. And where we are today is what we're actually seeing is signs of growing pains and the sector overheating.
As the sector heats up, imagine an airline going down. That's exactly what happened with Go First on 2nd of May 2023 when it filed for voluntary insolvency.
So Go First, when it was in operation still as late as end of April 2023, commanded a mere 7 to 8% of market share. One would think it's not a significant share, it's a very small chunk of the pie with the lion's share being with Indigo. But now it seems with Go First going down, other takers are eating into that pie with doubling, tripling of airfares. Now this is not something that was expected, but what do? You've got the demand-supply equilibrium being met at a much higher point in the graph. You still have enough demand, but supply has reduced because of the number of aircraft in the sky and the sectors being flown reduced drastically.
The issues that we've seen most recently with Go Air centers on them expanding with the Airbus A320neo, which in turn resided on a completely new design of an engine which wasn't really effectively tested or proven in our environment.
US engine maker Pratt & Whitney did not serve Go First with repairs and replacement of engines. This resulted in grounding of 50% of the fleet. Now, how does an airline operate with only half its fleet and yet make ends meet? Obviously, a financial crunch begins to bite.
The Pratt & Whitney issue not just affects a Go Air, it affects almost 25 airlines across the world, where there are over 800 engines which have to be delivered today. So this is not just a Go Air or an Indigo or even an Air India issue. This is a global aviation issue.
Industry watchers say that Go First was not adequately prepared for a situation like this, and its contracts with Pratt & Whitney were not watertight. Now that led to an unserviceable fleet. The same engines are used by market leader Indigo, and it has also been forced to ground some of its planes.
The court also voted in favor of Go Air that you get a minimum of 10 engines. Pratt & Whitney is not delivered. So when you're left with no other option and your hands are tied, this is the only step left on the table for you to voluntarily walk up and ask for bankruptcy protection.
And that's what happened on 2nd of May 2023. Go First went to NCLT and filed for voluntary insolvency. The jury is out there to decide if it was the best option to explore or not. Was that the smartest thing to do? Well, apparently yes.
Go Air at this point of time has voluntarily opted for it. Go Air is saying, I want to show my bona fides. I'll take the third route. I won't allow my lessors, my financial creditors to come forward and take me to court.
The Go First going under, at least temporarily, has come to Indigo's benefit at this point in time.
Yes, and taking on from what Karthik said, maybe the Tata Sons and Indigo may not want it back, but the consumers definitely want it back to ease prices of airfares.
It seems like the Indian aviation industry is heading towards a duopoly. You've got the lion's share being commanded by Indigo and a close second being the Air India Vistara combined. So between them, they have captured a good 85% upwards of the market. Now what's happened to airlines operating in India? Kingfisher getting grounded. Jet Airways, which was one of the most popular airlines back in its day, being grounded, yet to take off. 2023, you have Go First pretty much filing for voluntary insolvency with NCLT. Who are the players left in the Indian market right now? Apart from these two that command the lion's share, you've got one small player called Air Akasa, and you've got another small player, SpiceJet, and the future of SpiceJet is also on tenterhooks. So lessors in SpiceJet want to take SpiceJet to NCLT to get their aircraft back. Now what are we going to be left with? Unfortunately, we'll be left with a duopoly, and that duopoly is a difficult market to be in because price cartelization becomes a very obvious next step.
SpiceJet is an airline that is got 9 lives. It's come back from the dead nearly 5 times. Okay, and I don't foresee a SpiceJet collapsing. SpiceJet is going to be extremely different and opposing from what we've seen with the Go Air, because SpiceJet has had financial creditor issues and lesser issues for almost 10 years. Where they are is the amount of cash capital infusion that's gone into a SpiceJet is something which is to the point of not just the 2,800 crores that they've got from ECGLS, but also several banks and lenders that have extended credit lines which have to be paid back.
SpiceJet has taken a lot of capital infusion also. So in all probability, if they don't pay up their dues, the end could be similar. They could be a final insolvency, and then of course everyone taking a haircut because it's very certain that their assets would not be able to pay up that much.
What we've actually seen with the SpiceJet is even their lessors have worked out a deal where SpiceJet would give the lessors equity in the airline, something never heard of. A lessor has never in the history of aviation acquired an equity stake or shares or had shares pledged.
The dichotomy is fascinating. At one end, we have no news of Jet Airways ever taking back to skies, a Go First waiting to resume flight operations, and a SpiceJet being dragged against its will to insolvency. At the other end, record aircraft order to Air India and then Indigo. Air India with 470, then Indigo topping it up with 500 new aircraft. You look for business models and you find these extreme contrasts.
These aircraft are not going to arrive overnight. This is a long-term project. These aircraft will arrive in smaller batches and will be put on sectors where the demand is higher from a flyer's or a customer's perspective. But when you talk about viability, again, these massive aircraft order from Air India or Indigo will only strengthen their existence in the Indian skies. Looking at what has happened with Kingfisher, with Jet, with Go First, is there a real possibility of more players wanting to come and operate in the Indian skies? Unfortunately, I think that the answer to that is no.
ChatGPT. It can generate codes and human-like responses through text, write stories, and do a lot more.
I work in a newsroom with anchors, researchers and scriptwriters, graphic artists, producers, video editors, camera crew. But does a newsroom really need them today?
All of us have to think about unique and distinctive value addition that cannot be automated or repeated or replaced by a machine.
ChatGPT may kill many companies. A human has to be in the loop with an ability to control this.
Dark Side of the Boom. Streaming now.
China won't let us rest easy on our borders, but they will keep flooding our markets. What does Xi Jinping really want?
I think he wants the Indian market, no doubt about it. It's really a matter of showing their dominance.
India's great Chinese conundrum.
Nobody can contain it. Not the United States, not China, not anybody else.
Frenemies. Streaming now.
मैं इमरान अहमद खान नियाजी सबके दिल से हल्फ उठाता हूँ.
When Imran Khan came initially into politics, he thought his personal popularity would be sufficient for him. It didn't happen.
The retired military generals are openly saying that Imran Khan is a better choice.
Imran Khan may have bitten a bit too much, more than what he can chew.
Implosion. This and more. Streaming on world's first news OTT. News9 Plus. Download now.
इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं क्योंकि सभी लोग कर रहे हैं.
Coaching is now starting from grade 3, 4, 5, 6.
कोटा जाने वाली बीच राह में आधे टेस्ट देके हैं सिलेक्शन की चाह में.
ऑल इंडिया का बच्चा कोटा जाता है.
This rat race is for rats, not for humans. So why should we even be a part of it?
The Rat Race. This and more streaming on world's first news OTT. News9 Plus. Download now. BrahMos. Stealthy, lethal, precise. It flies at 3 times the speed of sound and cuts through a warship like a hot knife through butter. China's navy has threatened its neighbors.
and they are turning to the Brahmos for protection. The Warship Killer. This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News 9 Plus. Download now.
A very warm welcome to all of you. You are welcome in News 9 Mediaverse and you are watching To The Point. Chief Minister Biren Singh has convened a single-day assembly session on the 29th of August, that is tomorrow. Unfortunately, violence erupted in Imphal Valley just 48 hours before the important session. 3 houses were burnt and protesters also targeted the police. Guns were snatched away. Congress is also against the one-day session. Now let me come to the point. Why is Congress opposed to the session? What is the issue? But even before the politics can start, as I am telling you, violence was to be seen in the Imphal Valley. I am playing out the visuals for you. These are the visuals which came from the Imphal Valley. The question is, what is the political economy of the burning? Is a community being targeted? Why are empty houses being burned? Is it a signal to a community not to return to Imphal? So let me come to the point and let me play out the bites of Ibomi Singh, the former Chief Minister of Manipur.
We request at least minimum 5 days should be time allocation should be. But they said that because of this present prevailing situation, we will sit only 1 day. Then what we'll discuss there only 1 day. There is obituary references there. Normally if there is obituary references there, the other business could not be taken up. Therefore, I request, I appeal, I suggest that at least minimum 5 days, but they are not accept. Therefore, I have given a clear dissent note. 1 day session is not in the interest of the public.
As per rule, the summoning of the session, this notice should be given for 15 days time to the members. But that is not there, the summoning of this notice. So this is beyond the rules. And again, these members are not getting for this questioning, like star question and unstar question. That too, these members should get minimum 10 clear days. So there will be no chance for questioning. These members will not get, in short, the chance to raise up questions in connection with the present violence and the different incidents which had happened in connection with the present violence.
So now let me play out the entire visuals for you which came from Imphal. I want them visuals on the screen, completely. On the screen. This is what has happened in Imphal. These are the visuals. Houses were burnt. Whose houses are being burnt? Why are empty houses being burnt? How can someone just organize, miscreants can organize themselves despite such huge deployment of paramilitary in the valley and burn these houses? And this is when the session is supposed to take place. This is when Biren Singh in an interview to ANI in his bite categorically said that we will provide security to the MLAs who want to come in and become part of the session. So if you cannot provide security to the empty houses or prevent empty houses being burned, how are the people who are supposed to come and become part of the session, join and participate, will they ever trust you? Let me come to the point. Brijesh, 2 things. One, why are empty houses being targeted and burnt in Imphal?
I think one of the key thing is to send a message that that you are not welcome here. And if empty houses are burned, A, they are easy targets. B, if a particular ethnicity is targeted, you just not only force him away from your area of dominance, either which way, whether it's valley or hill or whichever way it is, and also ensure that he doesn't have anything to come back to. And that is one of the key reasons why I think these empty houses are targeted, and it's extremely unfortunate, you know, as we have been witnessing this senseless violence which has been going on. And you can again see that role of the women. You know, we have discussed several times how she's openly challenging the security forces that if you want to shoot, you have to shoot at me. It's extremely unfortunate. And you know, people wanted to enter the locality, people wanted to get there, and the police has to open fire to disperse them to ensure that, you know, that the situation doesn't spiral out of control. So all the talks of violence being under control and all, I think, you know, the sporadic violence keeps
48 hours before the assembly session?
Well, yes, you know, of course it is unfortunate because it flies in the face of the assurance which has been given by Chief Minister N. Biren Singh that everything is normal or normalcy is returning, because incidents like these clearly put pace to the statement which has been made by Chief Minister or other security establishment. And I think, you know, I mean, there has to be a crackdown, Karthike, and this is something which we have discussed several times. There has to be crackdown on people, you know, whosoever is holding or taking law in its own hand. And unless that crackdown takes place, Karthike, I honestly don't think that the situation will return to a level where, you know, you don't see violence for a longer duration of time.
Okay. I'm also being joined by Mr. Hijang Misao, social activist. I'm also joined by Geeta Raniji, advocate, Manipur High Court, and also Suhas Chakmaji, Director, Rights and Risk Analysis. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Misao. What is happening in Imphal a day before the assembly session? Mr. Misao, can you please, yes, go on. What is happening?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Yes, Karthike, when the 10 MLAs, the Kukizo 10 MLAs says the valley of death, because Imphal Valley has become a valley of death, the entire world hardly believe it. And today, we have seen the stark reality that is happening in Imphal Valley. Now, in spite, as you rightly mentioned, in spite of the high security deployment in the Imphal Valley, houses are being burned down. Now, you were saying there were more than 3 houses of the Kuki community burned down. And forget about that one, the ex-MP of Manipur, Utham Subaike, his house in Lamphel Park was also burned down just days before. And at the same time, imagine in such kind of situation when the security fail to provide security and safety to the buildings, how would they provide security to the Kuki Zo MLAs whom they expect them to be present in the assembly? Now, I'm going to tell you, we don't want to be separated from Manipur. The Kuki never wants to be separated from Manipur because since time immemorial, our forefather contributed a lot towards Manipur's cause, Manipur welfare. But I'm going to tell you very honestly and